Hello and welcome to the Lamenters. We are back and people, things are getting intense. In the last session, the Lamenters with a cadre of mounted soldiers followed the tracks of a group of zombies who had headed southwest. In fact, in the direction of that mysterious area marked on the map with hills. And after coming through that area, you guys found a large hill that was kind of surrounded by a ravine. And upon further investigation, you sort of realized that ravine around this hill was almost like in the shape of a crescent. You saw that there was a horde of zombies hanging out on the plateaued top of this hill. You very cleverly and strategically lured the zombies away and split them by having people who were holding candle holders go in different directions, and having the soldiers kind of start to pick off all of these zombies from afar, thus preventing any risk of endangerment. Of course, there were a few losses when, prior to that in your encampment. Along the way, some people were victims of zombie attacks. But having only lost 3 men, you still have 9, if memory serves, because you had 12. So you guys have defeated the zombie horde. You went up around through the Crescent ravine, not through it, but around it to go up the hill. And when you got to the top of the hill, you were better able to see that this plateaued top of the hill at one time had 9 very ancient trees. And you know that these had to have been huge trees because they're like 6 feet in diameter, like huge, thick trees, right? But they had been cut and just the stumps remained, and the stumps themselves were petrified. And in the center of this ring of petrified tree stumps, you saw a tomb, like a marker, like a stone. And you pried it open and removed it. And upon removing it, you found that it opened up and there were a set of stairs, stone stairs that looked very old, that led down into the darkness. And that's where we left off. And that is also where we will pick up. So I need to know a couple things. I need to know who has what kind of light, and I need to know your marching order.
I think Elena should
by the
take
way,
the lead.
This is just wide enough for one person at a time, so you're single file.
Yeah, I think as being the more tanky character, probably go first. And I'm not going to carry. Yeah, I'm not going to carry a torch. So I'm going to carry my mace and my shield, and someone behind me should have a light. So.
Okay, so who's going to go behind Elena and also carry a torch? Roll good.
I have a lantern.
So
okay.
You can try it.
So I can have my lantern in one hand and store my shield, and have my rapier in the other.
Okay. Behind Freya would be who then? Gizmo?
Yeah, Gizmo.
Okay.
I'll take up the back.
All right. And then
behind Gizmo,
then roll good. Okay.
With a torch and my rapier.
Okay. So basically, you guys have enough light interspersed between you that everyone can effectively see where they're going, because you are definitely descending into darkness. The stairs here do not look man-made. They look like they were probably carved out of the very stone, the bedrock that forms this hill. However long ago, it was not recently. And likewise, the walls as you descend are also just hewn from the rock. They're maybe smoothed, but not. You don't see individual bricks. Like, you are descending into straight up rock, and you see that as you start to go down. Elena, you're kind of up in the front, and through the lantern light provided by Freya, you're able to see that this descends for about 20 feet, and then it hits a landing, and then it seems to turn and go down another flight of stairs. As you get to the bottom of the first landing, you kind of peek around, you and Freya kind of get to the landing, and you could see with the lantern. It is eerily quiet. You don't hear any noises coming from further below, but you see that these stairs also go down about 20 feet. And it continues, it looks like they go down to 20 feet and hit some kind of landing.
Can we see if anyone's been down the steps recently, or is it full of dust, or?
I will let multiple of you make a couple different rolls. I'll give you some options.
Okay.
For those of you who were bold enough to take anything having to do with architecture, you should be rewarded and therefore be allowed to have a roll. Anyone? No?
No.
Some people might think that architecture is one of the most useless skills in the game of Lamentations of the Flame Princess. I would argue that it could be very useful for dungeoneering, but none of you have it. So therefore, the next possible skill that you can make would be a search.
Yeah.
So roll that d6.
Yeah. 1.
Question: Would foraging and hunting work kind of like the bushcraft?
No.
No.
If you were outside, it would.
Okay.
But strictly speaking, not in here.
And
So
I
roll
use
good.
tinkering.
Yes, roll good and Kratos, you guys get the sense that like maybe there's a reason why it was so hard to get that heavy stone lid off, because as you're looking at it, you're like, it would have taken a Herculean strength to open that lid, right?
Mm-hmm.
To like get under there and get enough leverage from inside. So you see these stairs and you're like, no one's been down these stairs. You don't see any. It's very just settled dust, cobwebs. Like you guys have burned your way through cobwebs with torches, and like Elena being up front and not having a torch, you're like kind of just wiping the cobwebs out of the way.
Yeah.
You are
with like my shield
like,
and
basically in the background of Mike's background. Like that's like, it is just, no one's gone this route.
right.
Yeah, you know what, Freya, that's a great question. I'm going to assume that the soldiers are keeping an eye out on what's up above to make sure you guys don't get ambushed.
Yeah.
So they are on the plateau. They are keeping watch in all directions around the countryside to make sure that no more zombies come up.
Good.
Unless you decide that you want to go get some, but you should decide that. No? Okay.
I think
I don't.
They're better suited up top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
I agree.
So, I mean, you got 9 guys up top. Coincidence? Yes. It would be pretty awesome, though, if you guys came out and all 9 of them were strapped to the stumps and they
Laying
were
as sacrifice.
and like
Oh,
the Fflueder
God.
was descending from the heavens instead of the ocean.
Oh God.
All right. So you guys get to the landing. You turn. You go down. I should ask this. I should have asked this before. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Always.
Yes.
Then I will need everyone to make a stealth. Most principally, I need to know if the first 3 people are stealthy, because those are the 3 that are going to get down there first.
Yeah.
I'm stealthy in the rear.
Elena, what did you get for stealth?
Jesus.
Oh, I failed. It was
Elena, get your
4.
shit together.
It was a 4.
Okay. 4's
I've
not
only
bad.
got 1 mark.
What about Freya?
I scored a 4 against my 3 for stealth.
Okay, and Gizmo.
Gizmo rolled 1, which is the only way he could
Nice.
succeed.
That is hilarious. That might be the first time Gizmo not failed a stealth check in a long time. So coincidentally, because
I think it's
Elena-
because
Elena
Go ahead.
doesn't have a light source, right? So like, here's what happens. You get to the bottom of the stairs and you like, you could see in front of you is a room. It's not just a landing. It's like
Yeah.
a stone, and by room I mean like a 10 by 15 rectangle. Okay.
right.
And there's clearly like a table with a few chairs, And there's a few wooden crates of something sitting on this table. You see right next to you, like on the wall, is a sconce that was probably made to hold a torch, but there's no torch in it. Other than the light behind you, it's dark in this room.
Right.
You see on the left is a very thick and very old looking, like solid wood door with metal banding.
Oh.
And you see that through the lantern light spilling past you from Freya, you see there like is a hallway that continues out of this room. Okay.
Door, hallway.
So
table.
this is what you see. All right. Now, Freya, you come down. You also see this. You have a light source. You notice that the door on the left, that there's a sizable gap at the bottom. Not like big enough where you could crawl through it, okay? But like a 4-inch gap is at the bottom of this door. And you actually see flickering light underneath it, as if somebody inside of that room has light. Gizmo, you come down the stealthiest of all. As Freya and Elena kind of come into the room, you come down and you notice that there is a hook outside of the door that has a ring on it with a single key. So the three of you make it down in this fashion, okay? Do you spread out into the room? Because right now you're kind of clogged at the bottom of the stairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
And I point out quietly the movement and the light underneath the door.
Okay, so you're whispering this out. Roll good, make a stealth check as you are coming down.
Well, that's a 5 from 4 out of 6.
Okay, you come down, you see the others have kind of moved into the room. You start to you see a door. You kind of take notice of the door. It's not, that big of a deal. You do see a little flickering. Kratos, make a stealth check as you come down.
A 1, and I have 3 dots.
Okay, you come down last. You make it down. All of you guys are kind of in this 10 by 15 room. Continuing straight ahead, around the table and straight ahead is a hallway that looks like it goes for a ways. You can't see how far it goes because your lantern and torchlight doesn't extend that far. So it looks like it goes at least 30 feet. But immediately to the left, you see a door. And Freya points out, you see the flickering. And as you guys are kind of in there, you also see that there are 3 small crates that are kind of on the table.
Anyway,
Do they?
Gizmo goes for that key.
You walk over and get the key?
Yep.
Okay.
I look at the boxes. Do they look disturbed, or are they just dust?
So one of them, the lid is off and it's empty.
Okay.
The other 2 are still closed, so you could pry them open if you wanted. Gizmo, make me another stealth check.
Okay. Oh, another one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Somehow miraculously, you like lift the ring off without the key making a ringle jingle jingle, and you kind of grab it.
Any writing on the crates? Any labeling or?
Yes. There's no writing, but you see a very clear and recognizable symbol, that of a crescent, and it is painted red.
I whispered to Freya, I want to know what's in these boxes, but I'm afraid to make any more sound.
Yeah, we might better wait.
I would like to walk in the direction of the hallway, but not actually into the hallway, but just at the opening of it and see if I can see any further
Sure.
with my torch.
Make another stealth check.
Okay. That's a 3. Then I have 4 dots.
You do. You sneak over, kind of holding your torch carefully. You get to the hallway, and the hallway also looks as if it was hewn from the rock. You do notice that there's a couple very old-looking wooden supports, like about 10 feet in. Okay, you could see like the timbers on the sides and a crossbeam that look like they've been there for ages. Like kind of like what you would see in a mine.
Yeah, but I can't tell if it comes to an end or not. I can't see in that far.
No.
Okay.
You could see just at the edge of your torchlight. You could see like what looks like a wall at the end. You don't see any doors or anything on either side of the hallway, though.
Okay. Then I go back to closer to the group then.
Okay.
The key
I'll look at the
rusted,
group.
or is it in tip-top shape?
The key looks fine.
Where do you think we should go? I'm looking at everybody at the group. I'm whispering, trying to like, come here.
I'm just gonna go and kneel down, put my head on the ground, and look under the door.
Okay. So here's what you see. You guys see Freya get down on the ground. You can, like I said, it's a 4-inch gap. So you, as you get closer, you see that there's obviously like flickering light from candle. And when you get down, you see a face looking back at you. It looks like the face of a man with like dark stubble, like, you know, like dark beard stubble, as if he hasn't shaved in a long time, and like curly dark hair. And he looks kind of haggard, like gaunt, very thin. And he's looking back at you. And when you drop down there, he's like, "Oh!" and he jumps away.
And so do I.
And then you hear this voice that's like, "Hello, who is that? Who is on the other side of the door? Please, hello."
I look questioningly at the other guys. Like,
"Please, can you help me, please?"
heart still pounding.
Who goes there?
Let's see if the key works in the door.
Do you say who goes there?
I do say who goes there.
He says, my name is Niccolo Vincenzo, please. Can you help me?"
Gizmo, open the door.
Is there a lock on the door?
Yes,
I tried the key.
it works.
Right.
It's
Alright,
loud.
Stand back.
It's like,
Stand back.
Weapons ready.
okay.
Yeah. Don't. I don't want Gizmo to open the door. I'll open the door. He's too squishy.
Okay. So here's what happens. You open the door, and you see this man like jump back onto this like pile of like bedroll and furs that are basically like kind of makeshift. You see a small wooden box with a bunch of candles, and you see one candle that's lit and like burning on that box, and it looks like it's been going for a while, but you see a bunch of stubs of other candles.
Mhm.
You see 2 wooden plates that are large plates that look like they have dried food debris, like as if there was food on there that had been eaten.
Yeah.
You see a skin, what you presume to be like a wine skin or a water skin, that looks like it's almost all the way deflated. And then you see on the wall, hold on, let me get my directions. Down. Whatever. On the south wall is a wooden chair with a hole in it, like a crapper, basically. And you can smell, you know, like there's no water to flush it out. So it smells a little bit like a outhouse. And this man is literally wearing like rags. Basically, it looks like they gave him like, you know, a toga to wear, like a sheet. He seems dirty. He seems kind of thin, a little bit gaunt. And like I said, he's got like a beard, a stubbly beard. Underneath the grime and the stubble and the greasy hair, you could tell that this man looks like someone who may have carried himself with nobility. He looks up at you guys almost in confusion, and bear in mind that the brightness of your lanterns and torches is like 10 times what his eyes have been used to. So to him, it's like, oh, and he's like, who are you? Have you come to rescue me?
We didn't know you were here, but right now it seems that, yeah, it got on our list. We are from Lord Lee.
Lord Lee?
Yeah.
You are from Lord Lee. I've been saved. We must go quickly. It has
How long
been.
have you been here?
I do not know. I've not seen the sun or moon. It has been many, many, many days.
How many candles?
You see stubs for probably like a dozen. He says, "Tell me, can we escape? Are there any more of them?
More of who?
The orcs, the soldiers."
We didn't find any.
We have not.
yet. And I think we have safe way out of here. And we have good
Hey,
food.
I will go with you.
Maybe we should escort the gentleman up to the soldiers.
Yeah, it will be for the best. And Gizmo, is a lock on the door fixed, or can it be detached?
The lock?
Like a padlock?
No, it's fixed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he says, "Where are we? I don't even know. When come, you can tell us later. We should go before they come back."
How long since they were back
Says,
last time?
"I always get 2 plates, and then after a day of no plates, they return with more food and some water sometimes, and sometimes more candles."
Before we let you go, take you out, I want to make sure you're halfway okay. So I want to go and check you out, pat you down, kind of. And meanwhile, look for his crescent symbol on his neck. Just go over him.
You turn and look, and you see a crescent symbol that looks like it was burned into his neck, and not like recently. Like this looks like it's like the scarring healed a while ago. And he says, "They captured me and they slayed my men. They took everything from my carriage, and then they put a hood over me so I could not see where we were going. When they brought me here, I did not know where we were. I knew that we had traveled, but they were ruthless. I have never seen orcs like this. They wore armor and they had weapons, and they attacked my men with strategy like trained soldiers."
We have fought them.
We have seen this.
We've run into them before.
Can you
Must get to
surmise?
Lord Lee's castle, if possible.
Yes. Can you surmise how long it's been since last they came, so we know how much time we have to depart?
It says there are 2 plates. They could be coming at any time. I don't know what day it is. It's been at least a day since I finished the food on the 2nd plate.
We should make haste.
And he looks beyond you guys out in the room, and he says, Are my possessions out there? It is very important that I have my possessions. I was bringing important things to Lord Lee."
Boxes on the table out here.
You see he kind of like weakly stumbles out to the table, and he looks around and he's like, "Can you open these crates? You have tools, anything."
I would
Long
like to
sword
do
to
this.
pry them open.
Okay.
Can
You
I
guys use a
institute
little
my,
sword.
my tinkering skills?
Yep. You guys pry open the crates. In the first crate, you find a bunch of neatly folded red robes, and there are about 9 of them. not about. There are exactly 9 red robes.
Of course there are.
In the second crate, you pry open the second crate, and you find a set of 9 daggers. Now, these do not look like daggers that you would purchase from the blacksmith, for example, at a castle forge. These are very ornate. You feel like they would not be useful in combat. They're kind of like decorative. But the blades are kind of long and thin, and you notice that there's like a line, like a bloodletting line that runs right down the middle of the blades. And you see that what's the term for the thing at the end of the blade before the handle?
The guard?
Yeah, the tabard
Uh-huh.
is shaped like a crescent. And then there's the hilt. So it looks like these are ceremonial, perhaps, or even sacrificial in some fashion, but there are also exactly 9 of them.
So I ask him, are these your items? Are you familiar with these
No,
items?
I had a trunk, like a chest. It contained my clothes, some books, and something very important that I was to bring to Lord Lee.
I bring out my candle holder. Did it look like this?
He's like, yes, it has been in my family for a long time. Where did you find it?
This is not yours.
Well, we must
No.
find mine. I am to bring it to Lord Lee.
What was your name again, sir?
Niccolo Vincenzo of House Vincenzo.
Ah, so you're the envoy that was traveling to
Wait
the
a
village.
second. Wait a second. We spoke with Lord Lee, and he didn't say that you were supposed to get to Lee Castle to him. He said that you were supposed to be new assistant in Oak Point.
This is a problem. I never made it to Oak Point. My carriage was attacked on the South Road.
We had a recently problem at someone in the castle swapping messages.
Why
So
would he do this?
It's possible that they baited you out to bring the item here.
Why would Lord Lee betray this?
Not Lord
Our
Lee.
families have had alliances for many, many years.
I'm saying that the missive that you got to bring that item was not from Lord Lee.
I have the missive. If we can find my luggage, my chest, I have the missive. It is in there.
Yeah, we had someone who managed to make exact falsificate and swap it between our communication with Lord Lee. We know about one message, so your might be fake as well.
I have my signet ring as well, but they stripped all of my things. We must find my trunk.
I would like to look around in the room a little bit more to see if there's anything else.
It is you search it thoroughly.
Even the hallway.
The hallway, if you want to go down the hallway, that's another story.
Okay.
Insight check this guy, please.
Sure. Make a wisdom roll under.
Oh shit, that's a fail.
You know what I'm gonna do from now on? Because I've always thought about this, like with insight. As a player, you know if you failed your roll.
Right.
I'm going to roll insight for you.
Okay.
There we go. Now that's a pretty good insight check. He seems to be telling the truth about everything that he has said thus far.
Okay.
He looks around and he says, and he kind of looks at Rollgood by the hallway, and then he looks behind him by the spider web stairwell that you guys came down from, and he says, "You are certain the orcs are not here, wherever we are?
Not
Yeah.
100
Guards on
Not
top.
certain.
As far as we know,
Some
unless
sort
they're
of-
further in.
Is this some sort of castle dungeon?"
It's not castle. It might be a dungeon. Looks like cave system that was here, or
We
maybe
traveled-
old mine. I'm not sure.
we traveled south of Lee Castle to this position, and and Oak Point to where we tracked the zombies, and then we found this weird stone sarcophagus lid that we were able to flip over and found the stairs that came down to here. We have soldiers up top from Lord Lee that we can take you to, and then we'll go find your possessions.
This is very important. My chest, it's a strong wooden chest, iron banding. There is a lock. Now it's possible that the filthy orcs smashed it to steal my things. But inside of the chest, with my clothes and some books and my signet ring, there are some things that they stripped from me. I'm hoping that will be found. On the bottom of the chest, there is a secret compartment. You must lift the bottom, and underneath you will find the candle holder. Because this is very important. This must get to Lord Lee. You must get to the bottom of this.
What do you know of these candle holders? Why are they? Why is it so important to get it to Lord Lee?
Forgive me if I seem ungrateful, because it would appear I owe you my freedom, but I am cautious to tell this tale to just anyone. But rest assured that if you can bring me to Lord Lee with the candle holder, I will promise you before all of the gods that I will explain everything to you.
What if Lee is in on it?
Well, he is in on it. His family is one of the protector families, like mine.
Protectors of the artifacts.
Yes.
Yes, that makes sense.
Really?
It makes me nervous that you have one here. And he points to Good. He goes, it makes me nervous that you have one, possibly so close to mine. They should never be united. They were sent to all of the different...
Alina just starts laughing.
He goes, this is not funny. He goes, they were sent to all of the families, the protector families, a century ago after their war, because they knew what could happen if they were reunited. They were kept apart for decades.
I look at the others like, you want to show them?
Should we share this info?
Just pull out 2 out
Pull
of
them all
my
out.
bag.
I pull out my 3.
All right, you know how like in Lord of the Rings, like Schmeagol flips out and like does a backward. He literally, he's like, ah, and he like rolls backwards onto the floor, and he's like, what is going on? Why you do this?
Because
like, what is happening? How you have all these? This is
We've been
terrible.
collecting them. We've been
No.
collecting them.
Not to
stop
collect.
whatever's coming.
We must spread out. To stop what is coming, we must spread away. They cannot be destroyed except by one way.
How is that?
Which way is that? We've been trying.
They must be sunken into salt water and blessed by powerful priests.
Damn, I sure wish Igar was here.
We haven't tried that one.
Sure have.
You tell me that all the families that had those knew that they should protect them?
It has been 100 years. Every member of the original soldiers who were in the war together, who were there when the decision was made to make a great sacrifice in order to defeat the hordes of enemies. All of this is in my family book, in my chest. If you find it, you will see these words are true. My family has been the keeper of this ledger for many, many decades.
Listen, we've been standing here for a long time. Let's get you up.
Let's get to the surface.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead.
Yes. There will be time later to discuss and explain to you the whole story. And you guys, you go up in, I'm assuming, same order. Where are you having him in this order? Is he like right behind
Probably-
Lena or in the back?
Probably
middle?
behind Gizmo in the middle.
Yeah, behind Gizmo,
And
right in front of me.
And in front of me.
All right, so Vincenzo's gonna be between Gizmo and Roll Good. All right, you go up the spiderweb stairs. Elena, make a search roll.
Search roll. Five. I've got I think I've only got 3 dots. Yeah.
Fortunately for you, your wisdom is decent, and I rolled a 4. As you were approaching, you're about halfway up the stairs. So you go up the first stairs, you get to the landing,
Right.
you go up the second
another
stairs,
one.
you're about halfway up, you see the open space, and you hear the sounds of battle. Like, ching, ching,
Oh,
ching,
shit.
weapons, shields, armor. You hear you hear
Yeah.
something go like, ah!
I shout out behind me, there's fighting up above. Be ready, and I just charge.
Leave Vincenzo here. He's too weak to fight with us.
All right, so you're gonna push up. So
Yep.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're going to do the first round in marching order because that makes sense, and then we're gonna roll initiative. So Freya, Elena comes out first. Elena, you come up, and you see your 9 men fighting against at least a dozen armored orcs. Now there's two orcs. Sorry, not a dozen. There's 2 orcs that are dead on the ground, but
Okay.
your 9 men are all wounded, they've been fighting for a few.
Yeah, they're getting hurt.
But it looks like this battle just started.
Okay.
Because you could see a couple of the orc bodies are on the ground further away, as if they were approaching, and they're covered in arrows.
Yeah.
So there's wounded on both sides of this battle as you're coming up.
Got you.
So you get to make your action. You did say that you had a weapon out, so
Yep.
you can
just
run up to the nearest orc and attack.
Yeah, I just charged the nearest one and just let loose.
Okay. Go ahead.
Nat 20, baby.
Oh, yes.
This mace is a D8. That's a 2.
Total.
It's a 2 on the die. I don't know if are we just doubling our dice. My strength bonus is +2. So
Should it be?
That counts as
4.
a charge. He can double it.
Yeah, I mean, I was just charging, and I did say I was charging.
Okay, let's do it. Charge it is. So you did 4. All right,
Yes.
Freya, you pour out of the stairwell next, with torch and blade in hand. You could attack the same one that Elena attacked, or you can attack a fresh one.
Probably someone else. Elena blocking my way.
Okay.
That'll be 13 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. That's a shame.
Next up is Gizmo.
Oh, geez.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Okay, so
Little louder.
run out as well.
Yeah.
And see that they are fighting. So I'll try to get within 15 feet of Elena.
Yes.
And say, well, I don't know if you will like it, and enlarge.
Oh shit.
Oh.
She has never been enlarged, so.
Elena, you are going to become a Herculean Amazon
Yes.
Valkyrie.
Right?
You've never looked better, my dear.
Kratos, you are up. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Vincenzo holds back, so Roll Good goes up.
Okay, I'm gonna run out also for one of the orcs, one that's not by Elena or Freya,
Okay.
and that is a 14.
14 is
Yeah.
it?
Okay,
Is it?
That's the magic number.
and that's a D8.
Remember that these are armored orcs.
Yeah.
How much damage, Mike?
2.
Okay.
Ouch.
It's been doubled.
This brings us then to Kratos.
I'm firing at the closest orc I can see. Dirty 20.
That's a hit.
4 points of damage.
So you guys each wound someone. Okay. So now let's roll initiative, because now I have to figure out where you guys are going to pop into the existing order between your soldiers and the orcs. So
D6.
go ahead and roll your initiative. Tell me where you at.
6.
Elena's at 6. Okay. Freya.
4.
Okay. Gizmo.
With dexterity added, am I correct? Yeah, then 7.
Oh, I
Oh.
keep forgetting that.
I do too. Oh wait, I don't have any add-ons.
That would be an 8 for me then.
Okay. Roll good.
7.
And Kratos.
3.
Okay. So it's gonna go. Okay, that breaks it up pretty well. So, Elena, you guys pouring out of this stairwell just has caught the orcs off guard, and frankly, the soldiers too. Like you guys like show up in mass and just bust out with weapons already at the ready. So,
And then I'm just a giant now.
so you have now enlarged. You go into this gigantic form, and the orcs are like, "What the like?" So you can go. You're up first.
All right. Well, I didn't.
And also, Martin, what is the impact of the giant size on his? It's 60%, right?
Plus 20% per level. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, plus 60%.
Okay. So what's your current strength modifier, Elena?
Plus. Let me look. I think it's +1.
So you're now up to +3 for the duration of this spell.
Right.
That's for hit and damage.
Yeah, and you should take off a point of damage for when I did the crit, because I said +2. It's a +1.
Okay. All right. So you're up.
Okay. Yep. That one's not dead, right?
Oh
When I
no,
hit.
not even close.
Okay. Well, he's gonna be, hopefully. Plus my to hit.
So you have an additional +2 to hit and damage.
Right, and I'm still pressing. I'm not. Screw the defense.
Right.
That's a 16.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
And D8. There we go. It's a better number. 6 plus my strength is 9.
Plus the pressing damage.
There's no extra damage for press.
The pressing is only for fighters, not for specialists.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then
What is it? Charge?
Charge, but that's only 1 round.
okay. And
Right,
is
so
there
9.
additional damage for the enlarge? Right?
Yes.
Or is that just the strength modifier that we did?
No, it's the additional damage for the enlarge is what I said. You get the
Just that you said my strength was different.
+3.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So what's the total? 9?
9.
He's still up.
Damn.
Okay, this brings us next to Roll Good.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the closest one to me. So this,
Okay.
and that is an 11.
Miss. Gizmo.
Since I had to have 3 hands to cast, I pull out my slingshot
Okay.
right now.
This brings us to the orcs. Okay. And this is why I made notes. So, only 2 of these could possibly hit. Freya and Kratos. Freya and Kratos. Freya, you're going to take 6 points of damage. Kratos, you're going to take 5 points of damage. And the orcs are done, which brings us to Freya.
Hit him, girl.
That's 21
That's a hit.
for only 2.
Jeez, every little bit helps.
Yep.
Kratos, you're up.
Swinging at the one closest to me, 18.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
10. No, sorry, there's no bonus. 8.
Okay. Soldiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 of the 6 are hits. One more dies. All right. Top of the order, Elena.
Push this little bastard off. Probably not a hit. That's 8 plus. I think that's like a 12. Yeah.
Miss.
12.
Roll good.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one that's closest to me.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a 10.
Miss. Gizmo.
Okay. I'm attacking the most hurt one, probably the one closest to Elena. With
Yes.
slingshot, and that's 8 in total. That misses.
Miss. Orcs.
I kind of give like a shout, just taunting him. I was like, bring it on.
Okay. So, Elena has a 19 AC. That's a miss. Wow. Roll Good has a 16 AC. That's a miss. Gizmo has a ridiculous 17 AC. That's a miss. Freya has a 16. That's a miss. Kratos has a 17. That's a hit. Okay, so 1 out of 6 hits.
Jeez.
Not bad. I mean, those are some beefy rolls. Like I had a couple, I had like 3 16s in there, but all the rest of you guys have stupid high armor class.
The rest of it, I have a 17.
Kratos, you're gonna get a 3 damage, which then brings us through to the Freya.
All right. That's a dirty 20.
Hit.
Maximum of 8.
Now 1 drops.
Yeah.
Okay. Soldiers. No, Kratos. Sorry.
Yeah, it's my turn.
You're up.
I'm doing some damage this time.
Do it.
15.
That's a hit.
8.
Get him. Dead.
Yak 'em.
Yeah.
Soldiers. Miss, miss, miss. 1 hit. 1 hit out of 6. For 3 damage. Vincenzo? No, he's not in the combat. Back up to the top of the order. Elena, your guy is held
go.
by a thread.
Let's go.
Crush him.
Yes, that's a dirty 20. Screw this guy.
What's the domage?
That is 5 damage.
He now drops. So there are 3 more. There are 3 more orcs in the midst of you guys, and then they're on a 1-to-1 with the soldiers, with the remaining soldiers.
Yeah, and I'll take some movement and I'll like lumber over to the closest one that I'm going to engage.
Okay. Up next is Roll Good.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one closest to me. That's a 6.
Miss. So you guys are starting on a round of clean ones because basically you finished off the 3 that you collectively were attacking. Gizmo, you were up. Shooting a stone.
Yeah, to the closest to me. And that's 14.
That's a hit, just barely. How much damage?
Okay. Could be low, but it's a 3.
Nice. All right, orcs. So I'm going to do the soldier attacks first. 1, 2, 3 hits on the soldiers. No.
Hit.
Ouch.
6 plus 4 plus 3.
We're losing men like flies. They're dropping.
All right, orcs did it on that. 8, 11, and 18. Who's in third place? Gizmo, that's a hit, even with your enormous armor.
Shit.
For 3 hit points. Next up, after the orcs, is Freya.
Running up to an next one in line.
So just to be clear, you're not attacking the one that just got hit in the head by a stone from Gizmo?
Only if he's within range.
He is.
And that would be a 14.
That's a hit. What's the damage?
4 points.
Still up. Kratos.
I'll attack the one that's been dazed as well.
Okay.
For 13. Shit.
Miss. Soldiers. Come on, soldiers.
Come on.
Go, dude. 3 10s, an 8, and a 14.
Oh,
One hit out of 5.
man.
Damage is 2.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's go, team.
They're
Better
trying.
than me.
All right, back up to the top, Elena. You're lumbering along. You're up next to a couple hardy, fresh orcs.
It's 12.
Miss. You swing the orcs like, oh, and like ducks out of the way. Roll good. You're up.
Okay, maybe this time.
Get it.
Oh, that's a big 5.
Oh,
Swinging everywhere. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Gizmo.
they had me there for a
Getting our
second.
asses kicked here.
Is any of them like in melee with me, or are they attacking at range?
Not right yet. No.
Yeah, so I'm throwing another stone at
Okay.
the same one,
Okay.
and that's 19.
That's a hit. What's the damage?
And for measly 1 damage.
Okay. Still up. Orcs. The orcs on the soldiers. No.
Shit.
2 hits, and one of them was a natch. One was a nat. So let's see. The nat does. That's 12.
Oh,
the
God.
regular hit did 2. So you another soldier drops. Attacks on you guys. 12, 14, 17. Who is the 17? Who is third?
I'm 17.
Gizmo is the 17.
I'm not 17.
Again.
That's the hit, too, I think.
Yep, barely. Gizmo, you will take 6 damage. Ouch.
Oh, God.
Um,
No.
We're gonna need some healers. Stat.
He's got none of that.
Freya, you are up.
Yeah. That's a 10.
Miss. Kratos.
Come on.
18.
Get it, Haas.
7.
If you're attacking the same one
Yeah, the same one
before,
that we've been.
that drops it. The orc screams in pain and falls before you. You see Gizmo to your side just getting walloped by a vicious orc attack.
Die, devil demon.
And this brings us to the remaining soldiers. 2 on this one. Miss. 1 hit. And another hit. 2 hits.
Hey.
7. Another orc dies.
Yes.
How many do we have left?
So you have all of your soldiers. So you have 6 soldiers left, and they are all wounded. None of them all of them have been hurt for some amount of points. Some of them are pretty close to death.
And the orcs?
There are 9 orcs total. No,
Oh my god.
1, 2, 3. No, there are 5 orcs left. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. I was about to cry.
We've got this. Stay steady
Okay.
I'm just
Blayne
gonna
is
see if I
steady.
can poke 'em.
and roll better.
Yeah, right?
So, Elena, you in giant form are up.
Alright. Another swing. God.
Crush
Another
them.
miss.
That brings us to Roll Good.
Come on, come on. That is a big 10.
I threw that dice down like I was pissed off and it was a 20.
That
Of course,
brings us to
of course it was.
Gizmo.
Okay, seriously wounded, so I'll probably try to free my hands and move back as far as I can. Probably hide around these sarcophagus, or like.
Okay. So you're gonna defensively get out. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a good move. Orcs. 1, 2, 3, 4. The orcs maneuver towards soldiers. 3 hits. Soldier 2, soldier 4, and soldier 5. 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5. 2, 4, and 5. 2 takes 4. He's dead. Year's already at 5. 4 takes 5. He's almost dead. Takes 1. So 2 of them are almost very dead. But that consumes the orc's attacks, which brings us to Freya.
Whoever is close for, let's see, that's a 17.
Hit.
For another 8 points.
There you go.
Get him, Freya.
Look at that.
Hey, how'd you
Kratos.
do that? How'd you do that? That was beautiful.
Kratos, you are up.
16.
That's a hit.
4 points of damage.
Against the same one that she just attacked,
Same one, yeah.
then that one's dropped. This brings us to the soldats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They're even strong enough to lift a blade.
One is
Oh,
Poor guys.
1 and 6 actually hit.
Nice.
man.
And soldier number 6 is the least wounded. 1 and 6 hit for nice 5 and 4. 2 different orcs are now wounded. You guys are kind of closing in. The orcs are not backing down and they're not running away. You
Let's
see them
finish
kind
them.
of they in the same way that you've seen soldiers do this, they kind of form a phalanx where they've got their backs to each other, and now they're they're kind of spinning around in unison, like they actually have maneuvers.
Shit.
This brings us back to Elena.
I'm wondering if it's possible to just, because I'm so large now, I want to break their formation and just like plow through.
You
like,
can
their
charge.
formation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to charge.
Okay, do the attack.
It's a 7.
You kind of like lumber through, and they sort of like deftly move their
Move.
amorphous blob of combat away.
Okay.
As they kind of they use it as an advantage to kind of circle around. They
Yeah.
just kind of sidestep you.
Gotcha.
Roll good, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna attack. Is there anyone that's been injured or?
The soldiers injured 2 of the orcs.
Okay, I'll go for one of those. That's another 10.
So
Oh gosh.
Gizmo, you are far away. No one has pursued you.
Okay. Would I be in 120 feet range?
Oh, yeah, you're like in 30 feet of range.
Okay. Okay. I pop out from behind the casket, or that's at least somewhere I hit, and look. Who's the most healthy orc?
Yep.
Out there, and I'll try to cover his head in darkness.
Ooh, darkness.
Oh.
Darkness, imprisoning orcs, all that I see.
You should make a spell save.
Spell save DC. All right, Mr. Orc. Magic. The cornerstone of every nutritious breakfast. He failed. So how does that spell work exactly? Describe this.
Basically, what I imagine is like a black bubble around his head, and
Okay.
It should last for 9 turns.
So you see this orc like suddenly like wave. He kind of breaks from his ranks and he like waves around his head as if there's something in front of his face, and he's kind of staggering.
And yeah, he is blinded, and I can only cancel it but not control it. So it just
Okay.
stays on him.
Okay. Good. Well, this brings up the orcs. So that's one less orc to attack, but the others do not mess around.
I feel bad for these soldiers.
Soldier number 4 and soldier number 1. Soldier number 1 is dead. That's 11 total. No, sorry. Yep. Soldier number 4 takes 2 more and he is dead. Okay, you guys have 3 soldiers left, one of whom is very wounded. This brings us then to Freya.
Yeah. Do I notice the one that's blinded?
You see this one that, I mean, you don't know why he's blinded, but you could tell that there's something afflicted. Well, actually, Gizmo, do people see the globe of darkness around him?
Should be seeable. Like it's
Okay. So then you guys see this like darkness, this globe of darkness around his head,
All right.
which I don't think they've ever seen Gizmo do this spell before. So
Nope.
you're not really sure what's causing it, but you could certainly take advantage of his distracted.
Yeah, that's the intention.
Yeah. So you're rolling against armor class 10 now.
All right. So not so much an advantage as much as lowered AC. All right. Well, that's 15 for 6 points.
All right. For someone who is fresh, he is now very wounded. This brings us then to Kratos.
So we have two fresh ones, one dizzy one, or 3 fresh ones.
You got 1 fresh one.
I'll
3
attack the
wounded
one.
orcs.
I'll attack the fresh one.
Okay.
15.
Hit.
6.
Okay, soldiers. Miss 1 hit. For 3. Yay. Okay, this brings us then to top of the order, Elena.
Trying to smash some orc heads. Get out of here right now. It's a 1.
You're like, oh, and you're so huge that you just don't even recognize your own strength and height. It's thrown off your tactical game, and you swing, but it's like just over their heads. This brings us to Roll Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I know there's a thing about aiming, but if I'm just using a rapier, you don't really need to aim with that, so I'm just going to try to stick him. That's a 17, finally.
There you go. What's the damage?
Damage is 8.
Yeah.
That drops him.
Finally.
Another one bites the dust. Gizmo, you see the one that you blinded, you saw Freya stab, and that guy looks pretty wounded now.
Okay. I'm repicking back up my slingshot and keeping in cover.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, orcs. So that is Gizmo. So there's 3 orcs left. 1 soldier. 17, 15, 12. So that's 2 hits. 2 and 5. Okay, soldier number 5 is now dead.
Oh my gosh.
This brings us to Freya.
The blinded guy's still up?
Yeah.
All right.
You attack him, you get sneak attack damage.
All right. Net 20!
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
He is so dead that it's ridiculous. Like your rapier goes like surgically into his brain.
Oh, but
Right through the nose.
He completely cracks. And that brings us to Kratos. You see there are merely 2 orcs left who have not backed down. They're back to back now, kind of spinning in tandem
21.
with admirable soldiery.
21 to try to split the difference.
It's a hit. Roll the damage.
8. My hit die love me today.
All right, since we didn't specify which one you were going over, I'm going to flip a coin here.
Okay.
Okay, 8 is a strong hit, but still alive. Soldiers. Well, there's 2 left. They are going to try to gang up and miss. Good job. That brings us to Elena. 2 orcs left.
It's coming with the overhead swing. Ah!
The frustration mounts. Oh,
Miss.
Elena.
Your mace hits the earth, the rocky ground, and everyone can feel the vibrations, except for the orcs who laugh in your general direction.
I'm so mad.
Um,
Oh my god.
They're all going to laugh at you.
Roll good. It's your turn.
All right.
You
I'm
see
gonna go
one
after-
extremely wounded orc and one that's kind of half wounded.
I'm going to go after the half one, just for fun. No, and I got a 7.
Gizmo, time to shoot.
I'm shooting for the more wounded if I can discern them.
Yes, you can discern it
that's
because
14.
Kratos just carved into it hardcore.
14. 14.
That's a hit. What's your damage?
That's 3.
That's enough. Your stone soars through the air and hits the orc in the temple and spins him around and he falls. The last orc, this is actually perfect because the orcs go after Gizmo. The last orc desperately swings out. Who will he swing out at? I'm going to randomly roll. He is going to attack Elena because she's the biggest target.
Bring it on.
No!
What's your
The gnat?
AC like?
Is it a
30?
gnat?
Oh, it's not a nat, but it's a hit. It's a 19.
Oh.
Jeez.
You take 4.
Okay.
And the orc is now done. Freya, you were up.
yeah, well, only 1 left, so. It's an 18.
Hit.
2.
2 is good, but not quite enough to drop. So close. This brings us to Kratos.
Attacking the same orb. 18.
Hit. What's the damage?
8.
8?
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
enough. Drops. He drops.
This one loves me. This little gold die is being my friend today.
So you drop this last orc and you look around the plateau and even going down the plateau, down the hill, you see there's 4 dead orcs that look like they took arrows on their way to storm the plateau. And then you see just scattered all around the circle are more orcs and almost all of your soldiers. 2 of your soldiers remain, one of whom is in moderate to serious condition, and the other one just has some light cuts.
Can we tend to the wounded?
You can. Now, who amongst you guys is very wounded?
Gizmo.
I'm pretty wounded.
Hello.
I'm still above half.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. 20 out of 24.
You can each roll a d6 and tell me what the result is. It's not high or low, it's how close it matches me.
It's the wounded people.
3
Yeah.
for me.
1.
1.
Okay.
2?
Okay. So all of you guys are actually able to bandage your wounds and stop the bleeding, and you help out the soldiers as well. As you're doing this, Niccolo Vincenzo kind of like crawls out from the stairs, and he's like, yes, these are them. These orcs, the ones with armor and weapons.
Yes.
Well, they are no more now.
I turn towards our 2 remaining soldiers and say, guys, it would be good if we could burn them or decapitate them. We don't want them coming back, and I gesture as well as to our men as well as to the orcs.
So remember that your group had horses.
Mhm.
And that the majority of your soldiers are now dead. So there are literally piles of weapons between the orcs and your guys. Piles of weapons and armor. What are you doing with all that? Are you going to take
the
time
horses
to like
pack.
kind
I
of
was gonna
gather
s-
everything?
I was gonna see if the group wanted to do like maybe we need to send these 2 soldiers and our envoy back when and pack up the horses and leave enough horses for ourselves, of course, and then we can go get this chest that he's missing.
Go look for it. Yeah.
I
'Cause we
think
can't let them.
I think
Right.
since Vincenzo gave us new answer, we have actually a pretty good chance to solve this problem at Castle Lee with Igar.
Oh, to destroy.
There's still one missing. We don't have all of them.
Still need to go
But-
back downstairs and look for that chest.
But we don't need to destroy all of them. We need to destroy enough so this place would be useless.
He says no. For the destruction, they must all be submerged at the same time in the
Oh.
same baptismal font
Oh,
containing
sorry.
salt water, and then the blessing must be performed.
Right.
But we still need to get them all.
Yes, as it seems.
Well,
Yes.
should we
Back
send?
downstairs.
Should we send them on their way, or should we make them wait for us? Because they can't defend themselves now.
They can't defend themselves.
Vincenzo looks at you guys and looks at the soldiers and looks at the battlefield of blood and guts everywhere,
Carnage.
and he's like, forgive me if this comes off as unappreciative again, my friends, but you seem to barely be alive at this point. I
We're
am
more
not
alive
sure
than they
where
are.
we are even. And he like looks around and he's like, but because I do not remember stairs. Do not remember going downstairs when they put the bag over my head and bring me.
So you
I
came in a
remember
different
just
way.
There'll be
walking.
another There'll be another way out.
It's logical when we used this way, it seemed to be unused for a really long time.
Yeah.
I am worried perhaps there are more of these orc soldiers.
We fear
Very
that-
careful about this. We cannot let them take the candle holders that you have in your possession. If you were to fail, it would be horrible, nightmarish, otherworldly evil which would come.
Oh,
Well, should we send-
heal up and regroup?
Is there any village around close by where we could perhaps find priests or healers? Are we far from Oak Point? Perhaps they
Oak-
can help us there.
How
Oak
far are we
Point-
from
Oak Point is a dead zone right now, but we might
Like,
get
what,
to the...
what do you mean dead zone?
It's
Why?
a long story, and I...
Everyone's dead. That's what it is.
It was run over by zombies.
He looks around and he's like, this is terrible.
Castle Lee's the closest place that's fortified.
Maybe...
They've been warned.
Maybe Belus farm?
That's burned down.
The other one.
Her-
The
Fur.
fur.
I mean, we are a pretty small group right now. They might be able to accommodate us.
We still got to get that candle holder.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we still need to go downstairs and look.
I'm not going downstairs in this state, at least right now.
And I'm at
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
half. I'm at about half health myself.
So it might be better
Yes.
for us to regroup.
I mean, I'll leave it
Let our
to
people heal.
leave it to a majority. I mean, if everybody thinks we should go recoup, let's do
You
it.
say that we are how far away from Leak?
Point.
Just 2 days travel at least.
Yeah.
Ah,
And there's sure to be zombies in the way.
Mm-hmm.
you have fought these orcs before, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
And they were looking for these candle holders. They had
But
flyers looking for them.
these horses are not the orc horses. These are your horses.
Yes.
Correct.
The orc do not travel by horse, no?
No.
That we've seen.
When my carriage was ambushed on the road, they crossed the road with tree limbs and they attacked from the sides on foot. I don't think they are riding horses, knowledge. I think maybe if we have horses, we could outrun them. If there are more. Yes?
Yeah.
And make fast escape to Castle Lee.
We had recently some casualties when we tried this tactic, so it's not guaranteed, but it might work.
It's not about whether we can outrun them or not. It's whether we're gonna go back to the Kerr farm and try and heal up and come back, or should we go now anyway? It's kind of up to the group.
Do you think it's possible that my case, it's down there still?
Good
Possible.
I
very
think
well.
that's possible.
I think so. We could
Perhaps
we could just send.
perhaps some of us could stay up here
I was
with
about
the
to say that.
soldiers and horses. Yes.
Myself, Rollgood, and Freya could do it. I think
Mhm.
we're the most healed up, or least damaged.
Yeah.
Get in and get out. Don't even, don't try and engage too much at all.
Yeah. Basically, if we run into a too large a group, just run.
Yeah,
I'm up
and
for
I
that.
can, because like if I go first and if we're still like in a narrow corridor, they have to get through me, and that's not going to be easy. That way, if we're doing like a retreat, they still have to keep coming through me. It'd be difficult.
Elena, will you even fit in the hallway at your size?
How
Am I
long,
still huge?
how long does that last?
It will last for 30 minutes in total in game. Like
Well, so let's say like by the time you guys bandage,
Yeah.
whatever, So here's the question: the rest of you who aren't going to go into the tunnel, what are you guys doing with all of the weapons, the armor, and the bodies?
We got extra horses. Got pack horses.
Pack up the horses as pack horses with the armor and the weapons, and burn the bodies.
Also, leave the candle holders up here. We're not taking them down there. Whoever's coming down.
Okay, so Gizmo's not going down. He has half of them, or more than half.
Roll Good's got what, 3?
I got 3. We can give them all to Gizmo.
I'll hold half, so they're not combined.
Yeah, you see Vincenzo's like, no,
Sorry.
we're doing
Set together.
Yeah.
He goes, maybe those guys there, your soldiers, can take 2.
And listen, if we run into trouble, I will drop one of my torches down the hole, so you will see that we have fled.
Very well.
Yeah, but if they're in the tunnel, they won't see that.
No, but like coming back.
When they come back, they see a torch sitting there. That's me.
All right.
I have no other way to warn you.
Yeah.
So Credo, Gizmo, Vincenzo, and the 2 soldiers.
I have one question. What kind of weapons did the orcs have?
So you have. I'll make a list. They all have swords. Your soldiers had a mixture of axes and swords, and some bows, and a few arrows. And the orcs all had padded armor, and your soldiers all had leather armor. I
was just wondering if a sword would be better than a rapier, or not.
It depends on what you're attacking. If you're attacking someone with a higher, with a lot of metal armor, then the sword is better than the rapier.
No, I'll just stay with my rapier.
Like if you're attacking somebody with, I think it's like chain or higher, then the rapier does less damage.
Okay.
They're mostly wearing studded leather, right? They're mostly wearing studded leather. Armor.
Just regular leather and padded.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's pack everything up, give the candle holders over, and let's get ready to hopefully do this.
Let's get down there.
Let's stage our horses too, so we can get them.
So do you guys, before going down, do you kind of help with the collection of stuff and gathering so that they can...
Yeah.
Okay. So as you guys will work together then, you basically go around, you collect a massive pile of weapons and armor and boots and helmets and shields, and then you're going to go down while Credo, Gizmo, Nicolo, and the 2 soldiers are going to kind of organize and start packing the horses. Got it. All right. So marching order: Elena, Freya, and Brolgood. Who's going down first, second, and third?
First.
Godspeed.
Second.
Okay.
I'll be in the back with a torch and my rapier.
All right.
Pray to whatever gods you have now.
Oh, I have the medallion from Igar, and I would take that out, and I want to, even though I don't pray, I'm going to try a silent prayer to his god.
Okay. All right. You guys get to, and again, light sources. Is it Freya with the lantern? Okay.
I have a torch.
Okay. All right. Stealth checks, all 3 of you. Go. You get down to the bottom. The room looks unchanged. You get to the hallway. 1. Okay.
1.
3 against 3.
4.
Okay.
You
guys are being relatively stealthy as a group. You get to the hallway. You see that the hallway goes down, and you go down the hallway as stealthily as you can. When you get about halfway down, you can see now that it turns. That it looks like it turns sharply to the right. And you see braces on the corners and cross beams on the corners. You kind of peer around the right, and it looks like this hallway goes for another 60 feet, and then it turns left. So it kind of zigzags for the first few zigs and zags. At the the last turn, it goes forward for another 60 feet, and then you see it split off. And you come to a 4-way intersection. So you can go straight, left, or right.
Can I hear anything or smell anything?
That is a
from either
superb
one?
question. Can you hear or smell anything? Make a search roll.
Can we all do that?
Sure. Why not?
That was a 4 against my 3 dots.
I got a 5 against my 4.
It's 1 against 2.
There you go.
That is
Great.
not so great, guys. You are all failing enormously.
I made my stuff.
Wait, she did it. She made it.
I made my search.
Yes, true, you did. That's right. Fair enough. I will say that you go. Let's see.
Smell something, but you don't know what it is.
Dice.
That's coming from.
Dice are pissing me off.
To the left, you smell a faint stank of like
Orc.
of stinkiness.
Thinking
Put it to you that way.
All right.
Kind of like an outhouse.
Oh,
If you smell to the left. You have torches though, right?
the lantern and
torch.
torch.
Lantern and a torch. All right. The lantern doesn't so much reveal this, but the torch reveals that there's some draw, like straight ahead. And you don't really get anything one way or the other from the right.
All right. No, I'd say go straight.
We're behind
Yeah.
you, Lim.
Let's do it. Let's go straight.
Okay. You continue to go straight, and it goes about, again, 60 feet, and it goes to a arched doorway, but there's no door. And it looks
I
like
think
there's
that
some kind of room beyond that, and then it turns.
By the way, I'm taking out my piece of chalk and marking the crossing where we came from and where we went to.
Okay, fair enough. Do you go into the room, or do you kind of bypass it?
Let's check it out.
Stick my head in.
Okay.
Do a quick.
This looks like it might have been an office, maybe at some point. You see a very old-looking table and a chair, and you see some iron spikes like pounded into the wall on both sides, where you see like very old-looking mining equipment. Like you see like picks and shovels, and most of the metal are rusted. You see some leather gloves that are kind of in a pile on the opposite wall along like a wooden shelf.
No box that we're looking for.
No
Nope,
chest?
nothing in there.
Okay,
You can turn left and follow that hallway, which looks like it turns around to the other side.
Yeah, let's press on.
let's
Okay.
go.
You guys press on, and you walk about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 120 feet. And as you're walking towards the 120 feet, you see light up ahead. And you see like a curved, arched kind of entrance.
What's
And the light
for
is
behind me?
daylight.
What's
so
for
you-
behind me?
You guys get closer, and you see it obviously looks like some kind of opening. And you see beyond that, like a little bit of like a rolling, hills in the distance, trees. There's trees and bushes right in front of this entrance. And you kind of peek out, and you see that you're in just kind of a little lowlands area, a little valley area between a bunch of hills. It's very heavily wooded and overgrown. but you see that the tall, like the scrub brush and the tall grass in this valley looks like it's been traversed. Like there's kind of like a deer path almost that goes through the valley.
Do we see boot prints? Can we check for those to see if orcs have been through here?
Make the roll, and you get a bonus to your roll of +1.
Would that be like a -1 then? That's a 4 from.
Right.
I got it.
Okay, you do. You find boot prints, and without doubt, they're the same size and style as the boot prints of the orcs that you have previously encountered.
Coming and going.
Yep.
Probably. Yeah.
Well,
Can
this is
you
probably
let
where they've
us
been.
know if we can track back to where we are versus where the stairway was.
Yes. I mean, basically, if you come out and then you look behind you and you go over a couple hills, it would lead you to the Crescent Ravine.
Okay.
So
Let's-
it's basically you've come out further south and west.
All right.
Let's backtrack. We need to check those other
Yeah.
passageways.
Right.
I've been marking the hallways and the crossings as we went, so
Good.
it'll be easy enough to track back.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's boogie.
You guys go back to the four-way crossing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And go the opposite way from the stink.
Yeah.
Okay. So you turn, you go down that hallway, and that comes to a T intersection. It looks like it's hallways in both directions. But to your left, it looks like there's a hallway, but there's also a door about 15 feet down. And this is an actual wooden door, similar in size to the prison cell that you found Nicolo in.
Left.
Is there another gap under the door?
Yes.
No lights?
You see a flickering candle.
Hmm.
You also see 2 empty plates, crusty with food,
Hmm.
that have been like tossed back under into the hallway.
We don't have the key. Is there a key
No.
hanging on the wall?
You see the spike where the key would hang, but you don't see the key there. Make stealth checks, actually, each one of you guys.
Okay. The 2.
That's a 4 against 3.
Nope.
As you guys come through there, you got your lantern, you've got your torch. You guys are kind of like a few feet away from the door, and you hear like a voice, kind of as if it was like on the ground, and it's like, food, please, some water.
It's not the orcs. Who's in there?
Hello? Can you help me, please? Some food or water?
I'll toss the water skin underneath there. I don't have anything else, I think.
I can give
Who
you
is it? Who are you?
You
Who
hear
are you?
you hear like scrambling for the water skin, and you can visibly hear like drinking of water. Thank you. Please, can you let me out? Can you rescue me?
We don't have a key here. Sorry.
Let me see what my tinkering is. Oh, mine's poop.
Mine too. Well, I could give it a try.
I have better open door stats than I do tinkering. But go ahead. Go for it.
I'll give it a try. Oh, that's a 4. I have no idea.
He says, if you are not the orcs, can you get me out? I have been imprisoned here for weeks.
We can try. Freya, is it large enough to where like we can both like kick the door, or is it just wide enough for just one person?
Oh yeah, it's big.
Freya, let's do this.
Storm it together.
Yeah,
Storming the
and-
door, a classic
Classic
adventure
tactic.
technique.
Stand back, sir.
There's isn't that the open doors?
Yeah, I'm sure there is an open door mechanic in this book.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
sure
have
if
it on
you
my.
open it up alphabetically to the O section where I'll find open doors. Nope, not
Yeah.
in there. Anybody else want to give it a gander? Where do you open
Yeah.
doors? James Radji.
Doors is on page 31.
Oh, good. I'm glad you have a encyclopedic. Oh, it's under doors. Of course. Why would it be under open? Makes so much more sense. So locked doors are impassable without a key. Picking the lock or breaking the door down. Breaking the door down requires the appropriate equipment, some sort of axe.
I have an axe.
Oh, good. And it takes 1 turn for wooden doors. You know what a turn in this game is? 10 minutes. So I just want to make sure I understand what you guys are doing. You're going to chop at a wooden door for 10 minutes to free this person. Is that what we're doing?
Looks like that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
The first time you hit the door with the axe, the sound reverberates throughout the stone hallways.
Oh, great.
I'm just telling you that's what happens the first time.
Yeah.
Should we continue doing this or should we go?
Pretty sure
Go
cat's
loud.
out of the bag.
Please, please, don't leave me. Please.
Who are you, my friend?
I go back to the T crossing to look for anyone coming.
To look out.
Okay, the hallway continues quite a ways down. Do you want to explore both ends of it before you continue chopping?
I'll wait to see what Freya says.
I'm just gonna sit out at the crossing.
Okay. Well, you're 15 feet away from the crossing, so you can see, with your lantern, you can see another 20 feet in each direction. But the hallway in both directions goes way further than that.
Yeah, I set down my lantern and get my bow out.
Okay. Sorry, you were saying something, Elena?
I said I was gonna wait for Freya before I started going at it again.
Okay.
Are we clear, Freya?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you a shout when I see one. Anyone?
All right. I guess we continue.
You continue chopping.
Yes.
Fair enough. You continue chopping. You take a short break at some point, and then you continue chopping more. No one arrives. No orcs come barreling down the hallway. And
Thankfully.
10 minutes later, you finally break through the door.
Oh my God.
What you see on the other side is very similar to the other cell. You see kind of a bedroll. You see a little outhouse kind of crapper. You see a bunch of candle stubs. And this guy only has like 2 candles left. All the rest of them are stubs. He seems filthy. He has dark curly hair, kind of darker complexion, overgrown facial hair, and he also looks very gaunt.
Who are you?
I am Niccolo Vincenzo.
Of course he is.
Please, help me.
Jesus.
And that is where we'll end this episode of the...
Oh!
Nice.
Oh!
Y'all thought it was going to end it easily. If you like mind-numbing, painful suffering, then you too should watch this show. Don't forget to subscribe. Click on the notifications bell so you don't miss another episode of The Lamenters. We will see you next time. Peace out.
Well, hello, it's me, Wizzy. I'm back once again to remind you to subscribe and click on the notifications button, and also watch videos that are over there. And then don't forget to tune in to the next episode of whatever show you are just watching, and crafting videos and DM tips and pro tips for vlogging and all sorts of gaming things.